What's your prediction?
He's gonna be looking for the right, and I'm gonna hit him with the left. That's what he's gonna be looking for, the right. That's what they're training for the right hand. I'm gonna be hitting him with the
Does
left.
this go longer than 1 round?
It's a great question. It's a great question. Only God knows.
I'm gonna
this
knock
fight?
him out 5th or 6th round.
5th or 6th round.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
So there you go. This Friday, December 19th, you got Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. Unbelievably, I did not think it was going to happen, but it's going to happen, and I want to see if anyone is going to watch. I'm going to watch. I want to be entertained. I'm curious to see if anyone else. Look, let's be honest. I think everyone's going to watch this show. What Jake Paul's team has done in the modern era, the promotion has been incredible. How could this happen? Jake Paul, who hasn't fought in anyone, he's only fought, look, we all know, it's no shock. Everyone who knows boxing knows Jake Paul has not fought any boxer of note close to their physical prime or a decent fighter, except for one, and that was Tommy Fury, and he lost, which makes it even more incredible what MVP has done to get to this point. They got the Tyson fight, which is, I guess, the most watched sporting event of all time, supposedly. And now they have this. Got my man, Tech Dumb Dad. I'm definitely watching. I want to see AJ make Jake forget his own name for 3 weeks. I think that's the consensus, right? Man, I haven't done a live in so long. I'm trying to remember all the controls. Yeah, I'm watching it. I think most people want this to happen. I don't see any way it doesn't happen. But about MVP, it is incredible what they've done, that they have gotten Jake Paul to this point. It's incredible what he's done. Really, it is. I'm not talking, he does great things for women fighters, but the fact that a guy who clearly doesn't want to be, when I say a real fighter, fight his way up the rankings, he's getting in the rankings without fighting anyone. The WBA, I believe, has him ranked 15th in the world at cruiserweight, and he's fought not a fighter of note. So that's another issue with boxing. But I mean, it's a whole political thing with the organizations. But it really is incredible. The fact that here we are. We're about to watch Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. Jake Paul is fighting a former heavyweight champion of the world, and who recently was heavyweight champion of the world a year ago, whenever it was. He lost to Dubois. So I don't know what else to say. I really didn't think this would happen. I thought that Jake Paul would get some kind of an injury, and it's still Monday. We still have 4 days, so you never know. My man Tech, One Round with George. I brought myself a pair of Sugar Ray Leonard autographed gloves for. Oh, very nice. Tech, I was a member of the Sugar Ray Leonard fan club when I was a kid. You could cut out in the back of magazines like The Ring or Boxing Illustrated. Not even on the back, but you could cut things out. It was like $5. I became a member. I got a poster. Supposedly, they sent this little piece of leather, and it was supposedly a piece of the ring from the first Hearns fight, which it probably wasn't, but that's okay. Who cares? But Jake Paul and Joshua, everybody's going to be watching this, and who's not going to watch this? I want to know people who say I'm not going to watch it, and I guess my question is, why wouldn't you watch it? Get off your moral high horse. Watch it. It's entertainment. Yes, I know it's a real fight, because boxing. Look, I have a lot of issues with boxing and the organizations, and Nikita from MVP. I saw an interview he did with Ariel Helwani a couple weeks ago. Excellent interview. He talked about the fact that there's a lot of mismatches in boxing and a lot of the issues in boxing. But I think MVP, they made it very glaring what one of the issues in boxing is. The fact that they made that Tyson fight a real fight and boxing went along with it. 2-minute rounds, gigantic pillow gloves. They completely changed the rules of the sport. That's one of the big issues with boxing. It is the Wild Wild West. You can make up your own rules. The WBC, Conor Benn hasn't fought at welterweight, I don't know, 3 years? Guess who's the number one contender at 147 pounds? Conor Benn. Jake Paul is ranked in the top 15 in the world by the WBA. Hasn't fought anyone of note at the cruiserweight division. So, Tech says it will be fun for as long as Jake stays upright. I am all for this fight, and I'm going to keep this live short because I just wanted to jump on. It's been a while since I jumped on. I should get the link in. Invite guest. Copy. All right, I'm going to get the link in. So if anyone wants to talk boxing, they can jump on in. I can't wait for this fight. I have a good friend of mine who works for Netflix who is involved in these things. And obviously they only do high profile events. And this is high profile. And I can't stress enough, like him or hate him, you can't help but respect the fact that Jake Paul, who has fought the only halfway decent fighter he's fought, honestly, is Tommy Fury, and he lost, but he's in this position. He's fought Mike Tyson. Now he's fighting Anthony Joshua. He'll be the only fighter in the history of boxing that can say he fought Mike Tyson and Anthony Joshua. So, what does it say? What does it say about boxing? It is what it is. This is boxing today. Now we have a real matchup, January 31st, Shakur Stevenson, New Jersey, and Teofimo Lopez. Can't wait to see that one, and we'll talk more about that later. But it's nice that we've got two fighters in their prime fighting. Although, a few years ago, a lot of people were talking about the new Four Kings, Devin Haney, Shakur, Tank, and Teofimo. Those are the new Four Kings. Some people put Ryan Garcia in there because you can't be a king if you don't have a crown. Ryan Garcia, you were never a champion. So he wasn't in my list of the new Four Kings. But when we talk about the Four Kings, why are they revered? Because they all fought each other. They all fought each other. This is the first matchup. Now, Devin Haney has fought. He's fought more names. He's got the best resume, I think, out of those guys. But this is the first time that one of these guys is fighting each other, which is insane when you think about it. I mean, they've been pros for a long time. Leonard and Hearns were young when they fought, and it took a while, but I'm not going to complain. But because it's finally happened, January 31st. I can't wait. I can't wait for that one. It's in New York. Can't wait. Predictions for this Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. Unless I don't think it's fixed. I think they would be foolish to do something like that. I just don't believe it will be. But Joshua is going to knock him out. If he doesn't knock him out, then Anthony Joshua has slid off the cliff quicker than anyone I've seen. I mean, it's been a year since he fought, since he got demolished by Dubois. I don't think he's washed up, but we'll find out. But even a washed up Anthony Joshua, he's only 36 years old. Jake Paul doesn't have a chance. He doesn't have a chance. They talk about him being chinny. He got knocked out by a huge puncher in Dubois. He got knocked out by a huge puncher in Andy Ruiz. He got dropped by a huge puncher, Vladimir Klitschko. All huge men, professional heavyweights, world-class champions. Jake Paul is none of those things. He just isn't right now. There was a time where he talked about, I don't know, a year or two ago. He talked about coming up. I got to get my man. Oh shoot! And he's on camera. No way.
What's up,
M-
George?
My look at you. Hey, it used to be. I haven't done these in so long, man. It used to just be you wouldn't come on camera most of the time. It was just your picture, your icon.
Well, I decided to spread a little Christmas cheer.
Dude, you got some Sugar Ray Leonard gloves coming?
Yes, I can't wait. They're supposed to be here tomorrow.
Is it a present for yourself?
Yes, and I
Good.
did not tell my wife how much I spent.
That's okay. And then we got Friday, man. We got another look. I love entertainment.
Oh, this will definitely be fun. Jake puts on good shows too,
Yeah, he does.
and we get to see Serrano again. I like watching Amanda fight.
I love watching her fight.
Oh yeah, she's a warrior, man.
But you know what? Everyone wants to get on their moral high horse and say, "Oh, this is what's wrong with boxing." Look, boxing is what it is. There's a lot of things wrong with boxing. This is entertainment to me. Like I don't know no one looks at this as, "Oh, Jake Paul's gonna be heavyweight champion one day, and this is his run." This is entertainment.
Jake Paul bringing all the eyes he's brought that normally would have never watched boxing. If that's bad for boxing, I'll take that all day.
Well, I was saying earlier what they've done at MVP. It's in the modern day. I don't think anyone has done a better promotional job. It's Jake Paul who's fought no one of note physically in their prime. One guy, Tommy Fury, and he lost. And he's fought Mike Tyson, which I guess was the largest, the most watched sports show of all time. And now he's got
Phew.
Joshua. The fact that he's on this stage and he's fought nobody.
Well, and let's not overlook his promotion, man. He kicked the door open. How many? It's been the same 4 or 5 guys for decades now, or their dads, and now he's putting on, respectable cards, and he's really kicked the door open on promotion where nobody would have dared to do this 15 years ago. Go up against Eddie and his dad and Frank and and Oscar and those guys, and love him or hate him, man, he's bringing the views. People are watching boxing, man.
That's what I mean. And the fact that he is making all this money and bringing, like you said, the eyeballs and everything else. Like, think about when you grew up, how different things were before, for me, before social media and everything. The fact that Jake, but it says something that it boggles my mind that he has risen to where he is, and you can't help but respect the guy and his team.
Business savvy young man, dude. He really is. Got a good team surrounding him, obviously. People who have led him down the right path. And the fact that, look, the dude wouldn't even, he loves boxing. How can you hate on him? He loves the sport. That's obvious. Taking on a promotional company and trying to, you had to invest a lot of your own money to get that ball going.
Yeah.
And it paid off. And he's brought, like I said, eyes that would have normally they wouldn't give 2 shits about boxing. And they probably still couldn't tell you who the real, who the best of the best are. And they probably couldn't tell you who Shakur is, even though, man, I'm looking forward to that fight.
Can't wait for that one.
Oh my, I'll pay $200 to see that fight. That's going to be such a chess match. I am so excited for that fight. 2 guys before they are even 30 that are at the top of the game, going to hook it up. That's crazy, man. We don't ever get to see that.
It's like the old days.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember when they were talking about the new 4 kings, Shakur and Teo and Tank and Haney, which, look, and some people were putting Ryan Garcia in there, but he never had a crown, so you can't be considered a king. He never had a crown. So, but it's about time that one of these guys is fighting each other.
Yes.
And it's taken a while, but I'm just glad it finally happened.
Yeah, and they're both still in their, they're in their prime.
Yes.
They're in the middle of their prime. And I got Shakur in that fight, by the way. I think he boxes Teo's ears off. Here's the thing about guys that can move and box. they frustrate To. And if you can get in his head, he falls to pieces. We've seen it. He gets frustrated very easily, I think, in the ring. That's his biggest weakness, I think. It's not his skill set, because he's definitely got talent. Maybe some of the most, it's still raw to me, it looks like, in the ring, though, a lot of times. And that's because of the mentals. He's got a weaker mindset, I think, than Shakur does. And but I can't wait to see that fight, man.
Me neither. The knock on him is that he underperforms when he fights guys that aren't on his caliber. But Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, although, you know what? I watched that Lomachenko fight again recently, and Lomachenko didn't do anything the first 5-6 rounds. It was really weird, and he turned it on, and he was coming on at the end of the fight. But look, regardless, Teal won the fight. No excuses. Teal won the fight. He's got to be on top of his game, because if he's not, then he's got no shot in this. But it kind of surprises me, and I don't have the odds in front of me, but Shakur's a pretty substantial favorite in that fight, and I think for all the reasons you said.
I think Vegas sees it the way everybody else does. You don't look, if he was as solid mentally and stable mentally, Vegas, this might be an even line, but I think Vegas is like, look, we don't know who's going to show up in the ring that night. And it could be the Josh Taylor or the Lomachenko TO, or it could be the Kambosos TO.
Yeah, which still that's the biggest knock. I'm still shocked that Kambosos beat him. No knock on Kambosos.
And people say that's, and hands down, that gave Kambosos the ability to continue to get these big fights like he has, far beyond when he should have. He should not have gotten the Haney rematch. Was just, I was like, who wants to see that? He made George look like a amateur, and then he did it again. 24 rounds of just of
domination.
Yeah, it was, and he hasn't fought. Who was that young guy that just beat him? Oh gosh, who was
it?
That?
It wasn't. He didn't fight Richardson Hitchens. It wasn't him. Was
it? No, he don't want no part of that.
I'm trying, but he fought a young kid. He got eaten up.
Yeah,
he got, and he retired. I believe he retired.
Here's what I'll say though about George. We knock George and go, oh well, the TO fight is your claim to fame. You rode that. Teo's best fight is still the Lomachenko upset.
Oh, absolutely.
By far. And that was how many years ago? Taylor was, I hate to use the word washed for fighters, because he was still willing to take on the big names.
It was Richardson Hitchens.
Prime. Oh, was it?
It was. Yeah, I thought it was. I didn't remember. I just looked it up. Yeah, he knocked him out in the 8th round.
Wow. Why don't I remember that fight?
I do. I thought it was Hitchens, but
why don't I remember that fight?
He made a good career for himself by getting that win against Teal.
Yeah. And he's looked better and better too. I like Richardson. I like watching him fight.
Oh, he's there's some monsters.
He's
at 140.
Oh yeah, 140 is stacked. I'm loving 140 right now. I just want to see them mix it up. Everybody's got to get in there and mix it up.
Well, it's a good start by having T.O. and Shakur.
Oh man, that might be the biggest. That might be the biggest fight at 140 to make, I think. Right? If you look at and then we don't know what Tank's gonna do. He's always flipping, and I'm so sad for his career. What it's become as compared to what we thought it was going to be, even just like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, we were like, oh man, this is getting 135s are going to pop off. You got Shakur down there. They're going to make these fights happen. And then of course, nobody wants to fight anybody. And then you got, what happened to all these guys getting along? Why do they get along? Why are they friends? You can be friends outside of the business,
Well, Teofimo is against that. Like he's spoken. He doesn't like the
You
fact
should
that
be.
look, people can be. I really don't care if they're friends, but just fight.
Yeah,
Just fight.
outside of the business, I don't care if you're roommates.
Just
But
fight.
when you're both elite guys in the same division, it should be about the fans. It should be. We're the reason, we're the reason why you make the money you make. We're the reason why the eyes are on you. We just want to see you. Like when they go, I'm never going to fight him. We're friends. I'm like, who cares?
Tank doesn't have any friends. I don't think. You have to go by not what I think he's done, what I think he could do. Look at his record. He fought Ryan. He has not fought any other elite fighter at his weight class.
And
He hasn't
Ryan's
done it.
not even elite. He's just a
No,
big
he's not.
name. He's just a big name. Ryan will never be elite. You talk about mental problems. That kid's got the weakest boxing mind maybe I've ever seen to be as big as he is and as popular as he is.
Well,
And he's done nothing.
That's just it. He can be super likable, man. Like he can really, there's times
Oh,
you're like, man, I really like that kid. And I think he can be something special, but it doesn't translate. And I got to tell you, when Rolly Romero kicked his ass,
I loved it.
but it shows you, and Rolly Romero, like I can't get out of my head when I was watching the Roach Cruz fight. I can't believe the way Pitbull absolutely demolished Romero when they fought. He literally ran him out of the ring. And then he comes back and he beats Ryan. But what does boxing do? It's Christmas. Ryan Garcia is getting a title shot.
Yeah.
He loses a fight.
Yeah.
Like you can bet that's like I don't want to go on a rant about bashing boxing because people are all up in arms about Dana White coming into boxing. Like, we don't need him. Well, boxing needs something because they just keep making up their own rules. There's nothing based on merit. People get a title shot because they politic and they go to conventions like the WBC convention and they get ranked. The fact that Jake Paul's ranked, he's ranked 15th by the WBA.
And hasn't even fought a top 25 fighter.
So
hasn't even fought anybody in the bottom 50.
Yeah. So, but I don't want to look, boxing is what it is, but you have to celebrate when it's good and when they get it right. And January 31st is good. I think this Friday, I think it's good entertainment. No one's thinking this is going to be a great fight. This isn't the start of Jake Paul's march to the heavyweight crown.
No.
I don't think it's going to be a fixed fight. Fresh Bull. See, this is what Fulton missing weight, and then Fulton misses weight, and they give him a gift instead of taking money out of his pocket.
They turned it into a title fight. He's right. I'm like, they're so out of touch with the fan base, but George, boxing has always been run by idiots. Yeah, it's always been run by idiots. The sport is beautiful. The people running it have always been just ridiculously out of touch with what the fan base is and what we expect as fans. And they just don't give a shit. They don't have to. They know idiots like me are going to buy the pay-per-views and watch anyway.
It's a business to them. Like, I mean, and again, man, I'm trying not to go on a rant, but the whole thing with Bud giving up getting stripped because of the sanctioning fees. I've heard people like Dan Rayfield said the WBC made him. I don't agree. But then, Suleiman talks about all the money they get for the sanction fees, supposedly going right back out and helping the fighters. But I've seen documents where, because you can get this stuff like IRS tax forms and everything, you can find out how much they've actually donated, and it's not all of it, but it's a business. They're a business. That's why they don't want Dana White coming in, because they're all a business. They say everything is fine. Like, boxing doesn't need him. We can just continue to do what we do, which is make up the rules when we want. Make the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight a real fight. That should never have been sanctioned. They changed the rules of the sport so it could be a sanctioned fight.
Is there any truth to that? Is it really $300,000 sanctioning fees? I heard it was 300K.
Well, it was because of it was a percentage. They do a percentage based on the purse of what Bud was getting. But regardless, but that's why they have all these interim titles. They have to pay. You're not a champion if you have an interim belt. You're not a champion, but you have to pay a sanction fee for that belt.
To have that fake belt, that belt that don't matter. My wife, the last fight we were watching, she was like, "How many belts are there?" I said world title or period, and she said just period. She said, "What are all these different?" Because she keeps hearing like, well, the silver champion and the gold champion and the intercontinental and the the. It's just like you don't want to know. You don't want to know. It's just an excuse for them to charge people money for holding a belt that nobody really cares about. You think I could tell you? I can tell you who these fighters are, but I couldn't tell you if they have an intercontinental title or a silver title or who cares?
Well,
the only ones that matter are world titles. That means you fought the best in the world to get that belt.
Politics, though, it blows my mind that these, like the WBA, WBC, they have conventions. You have conventions in politics. They have conventions, but you literally, like, I've been in in the back scenes a little bit. You bring your fighters there. You politic and you lobby to get them ranked.
Yeah, you lobby for it, just like they do on Capitol Hill. Yeah, lobbyists and backdoor deals and greasing palms. I'm sure
there's no merit. There's very little. Look, boxing, even back, people like to say the good old days, but look, it took Marvelous Marvin Hagler how long to finally get a title fight? Like they were trying to get politics involved back then to get him a shot. Then he gets a shot and gets ripped off with the draw.
The good old days were just they hid the dumb crap. It was easier to hide stuff back then. We didn't have social media. Yeah. We didn't have all the news outlets that we have now. People who make a living off just following boxing and doing a YouTube channel or whatever. So the business is the back door of the business, the behind the scenes business is way more in the public now, which is amazing that we've retained and even gained fans. To me, it's like but people love drama. It doesn't matter if it's in the ring or behind the scenes. They read drama. Oh, they're all about it.
And boxing never stops. Like the drama.
Oh, no.
Never, ever stops.
Nope.
Ever.
Shout out to, I'm sorry, got to shout out my Sooners and my OKC Thunder. We made the playoffs. The Thunder are looking like it's going to be a repeat year.
Oh, my God. I'm a Knicks fan, although I'm getting a little more into it because the Knicks are a little bit better. But OKC, like they're insane. Do they still only have one loss?
No, we're 25-2. We lost to the Spurs the other night by 1 bucket. Both of our losses this year were by 2 points, 1 bucket. And the first loss was on a second night of a back-to-back against Portland. But your Knicks might be coming out of the East, man. This might be their year. I'll tell you what, that Jalen Brunson is fun to watch. Their team is. I was a huge Knicks fan in the 90s. I loved watching Ewing and Anthony Mason and Charles Oakley and Starks. And
that was my
Starks
squad.
is a Tulsa boy. So you had a lot of fans from Oklahoma that really liked to watch the Knicks back in the day. And yeah, it's been really nice to see them. They're significant again.
Wow.
Because man,
we'll see
years of just what the hell are y'all doing over there?
We'll see how significant they are when the playoffs start. Because last year I thought they had a clear path to get to the finals, and I think they would have got destroyed. But they had a clear path and they choked against Indiana. But we'll see, man. We'll look. I think
Indiana surprised a lot of people last year. I think, and they had a hell of a playoff run last year.
I think Jake Paul has a better chance of beating Joshua than the Knicks do of winning.
Nobody's
being world champs, and I don't think, and either one is not going to happen.
We're getting another one. We might get 3 if we can keep this squad together for another couple years. We could have 3 before it's all said and done.
Yeah, man. It's only December, but they're coming off they got the They got the chip last year, so it's a good start, man.
Yeah, the parade was awesome. We went. It was sick. Oh, hang on. My wife's calling, George.
Man, so Friday night. I'll get you back in there. So Friday night, we got the big fight. And I'm actually, Tech, let me know when you're back because I'm going to end this soon. But Friday night, it's on. I'll be watching it. I'm going to have some people over. But I do want to end this on because it's so easy to bash the sport. But I don't know. 2017 or 18, I believe, was when HBO left boxing. So I figured at the very last telecast, and I hadn't been with them for 4 years, they did a retrospective of boxing, and this is what it was.
Boxing is uniquely simple and direct. Its fundamental realities haven't changed since 1891. Two human beings put padded gloves on their hands and they fight for their livelihoods. Sometimes for their lives. And for the past 45 years, there's been something else about boxing that was likewise unchanged. So many of the best fighters and biggest fights have always been here on HBO. Boxing on HBO began with the stuff of legend. George Foreman and Joe Frazier in a delayed telecast in January 1973.
Frazier has never taken this kind of punishment.
1 year later, Foreman met Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle. And then, the next year, Ali and Frazier in the Thrilla in Manila.
I think it's going to be over.
3 of the most iconic bouts in heavyweight history, and just the beginning of all the history that would unfold on HBO.
You're blowing it now, son. You're blowing it. You got to take it away from him, okay? And right now, Thomas Hearns is an open book for Ray Leonard.
In the 1980s, a brace of charismatic superstars.
There has been no boxing at all, just fighting here. This is still the first round. Right hand sends Hearns. He doesn't know where he is. Hacker goes in for the kill now. He's gone. He's gone. He's down, and he may be out. Crowd collectively on its feet. How do you like it? How do you like it?
The ferocity of their confrontations made them immortals. And others in their time followed suit.
And Cootie took a good right hand from Holmes. He staggers and is down. And Aguayo's in trouble. Aguayo in big trouble against the ropes. Playing a smashing right hand. Aguayo's helpless against the ropes. Aguayo's hands on his side. It's over.
And then, a bolt of lightning that electrified the entire sports world.
Mike Tyson. Burbank is down. It's over. That's all. And we have a new era in boxing.
A kid from Brooklyn who became the baddest man on the planet.
Serious trouble. And down he goes. And down goes Holmes, and that's going to be it. There's a left hand. He's down again. It's over. It's all over.
These fellas, I didn't challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills. They're just as good as dead.
And he's down again and in serious trouble. It's all over.
Then in a Shakespearean fall, halfway around the world, he was toppled to the canvas.
What an uppercut by Douglas, and down goes Tyson. It's over. It's over. Mike Tyson has been knocked out. Let's go ahead and call it the biggest upset in the history of heavyweight championship fights.
It was just one reminder that in boxing, your whole world can crumble in fewer than 10 seconds.
Right hand with Rockman right next to me.
A sensational one-punch knockout. Oh, there you go. Out of there.
The 90s ushered in a new heavyweight era.
And just like that, the champion struggles to stay on his feet. What a heart by Holyfield. He's going to stay on his feet. He's hanging in there. Look at Holyfield. What a warrior. Reversing the tide of the battle. The champion now has Bo wobbling. Holyfield in serious trouble now. And he's going to go down.
were fighting for boxing's most coveted prize, and they could win it with just one punch.
Down goes Moore on a right hand. It happened. It happened. Cheers. He got a brand new heavyweight champion, and he's from the United States. Boom! Will Rockman get up, or have the tables been turned? It's over. Lennox Lewis got revenge.
And then there were the two men who fought more on HBO than anyone else.
He looks like the Golden Boy, but he's got some iron and lead in those gloves.
Golden Boy.
One of the most popular personalities ever to put on gloves.
This would be the most satisfying moment of Oscar De La Hoya's career if he could make Fernando Vargas eat his words. If he could knock him out, and he does.
And the fistic genius, whose virtuoso skills both dazzled and destroyed his opponents.
Whoa! Right to the body, down. Unheard of. What a performance now by Jones. Now the combinations begin to flow. Now Roy Jones becomes RJ. The undisputed, pound for pound, greatest and going down.
And there were many other masters of the craft.
Hopkins imposing his will and his skill.
Warriors of all sizes and origins.
Suddenly Morales takes over the fight with his right hand. And a right hand from Barrera. And now Morales is badly hurt. Oh, look at that combination. Just imagine if you bought a ticket. Vicious body shots by Gaddy. Ward nods as if to say, come on, come on, come on, let's fight. You dream of fights, I guess, but this is even more than you could dream of.
As a new century took shape, new stars emerged. The biggest, an anti-hero, whose unparalleled gifts made winning look too easy.
Brilliant, clean, hard shots for Pretty Boy Floyd.
What a performance by Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather's skill level is at this moment unique. Never has it been more clear who's the world's #1 pound-for-pound fighter. Manny Pacquiao.
And a comic book hero out of nowhere, who ascended as a global icon through fantastic feats of speed and power.
A superstar emerges. This is why we use the word sensation. Manny Pacquiao is a storm. Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya.
We thought Manny Pacquiao was great. He's better than we thought.
Every one of them had a story to tell, and it was our privilege to articulate just how improbable, how unusual, how fascinating those stories were before they stepped into the ring.
Just as hard as you work in the gym, there's people working that hard to separate you from your money. I'll make it rain all day long.
Then the bell rang, and their feats of audacious desire were sewn into the tapestry of boxing's historic narrative.
Taylor is done. Left hook. Drops Taylor's head up. Uppercut has Taylor in big trouble. Down goes the man. There's a brand new middleweight champion. He's from Youngstown, Ohio. Crowd on its feet. Both going for the knockout in a classic pitch battle. The punishment has accumulated to the point where Cotto has nothing left. That is a modern boxing classic. Body shots and a left hook upstairs from Cotto. And another left hook. He's fighting a far different fight now. It's over. It's over, and revenge is sweet. That's another knockdown. He's not getting up, Jim. He get up. He's not getting up, Jim. A sensational right hand knockout by a bloodied Juan Manuel Marquez. And somebody in a parachute has just landed on the edge of the ring. The fight has been brought to a halt. Well, this guy is going to wind up in the Slammer in Vegas tonight, and with doggone good reason.
Of course, the sublime can only be appreciated in contrast to the ridiculous. There were some moments that boxing's chronicle might have preferred to erase.
Now there's a fight in the ring that's been started by some of Bo's handlers, and somebody's going to get hurt in there. Somebody's going to get hurt. Don't do it, son. Don't do that. There's danger all over the place. This ring has been stormed by thugs and hooligans.
If he gets up, he probably wins the fight. I can't believe it.
Unbelievable! Richard Steele stopped the fight with fewer than 5 seconds to go.
Oliver McCall, he's near tears now. He doesn't really want to fight. He's crying in his corner. I've never seen anything like this. He's overwhelmed.
All along with our cameras and microphones, we hope we added to the show in indelible ways as well.
And I did 120 more fucking punches, man.
Punches. Give me that about it. That's the one I mix. To the judges, the referees, the promoters, the kids where the sun don't shine. And since we're on HBO, that's my big black behind. You got any excuses tonight, Roy?
You know I gotta stop it. Your son's gonna die, man. Cover your left eye. All right. Cover your left eye or it's over. How many fake? Guy said cover. How many fingers? Now. We only got 3 minutes. Yeah. Come on, baby.
You never give me a fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing. You not shit.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
A wise man once called it the theater of the unexpected, and the description stuck because of everything that was revealed.
That is a flat-out knockout.
This is a picture that doesn't need any captions.
The fearlessness of the fighters,
What a statement.
their capacity for the seemingly impossible,
Unbelievable.
the humanity amid such brutality.
There's nowhere else in sport you'll find greater passion, greater intensity, greater courage, greater commitment, greater sheer guts. This is boxing at its best.
For more than 45 years, the understanding was simple. If you wanted to watch boxing's most legendary nights, you turned the channel to HBO.
That's as good as it ever gets, folks. Nobody is going to ask for their money back.
But now we join you on your side of that screen, continuing to admire the courage and conviction, the brilliance and bravado of the best fighters ever to step into the ring. We'll never stop marveling at the lessons we learned from the simplest of sports. Forever grateful for the thrills we shared in a world where the athletes bare their souls for all to see.
Wow. Had to end it on a good note. There's that music. So we just passed the anniversary, December 8th, 2018. So 7 years ago, HBO had its final telecast, and that is how they went off the air. 45 years they were on, and I was with HBO for a third of that, for 15 years. I wasn't with them at the end, but 15 years with them, and I look at that beautifully done retrospective piece, and it was a great time in boxing. HBO didn't do everything right, but damn, what if you love the sport, you gotta love what you just saw. And I was honored to be with them for 15 years, and nobody did it like HBO, and sorry, DAZN, PBC, no one does it like HBO now. So make sure you like, subscribe. We got some more content coming soon. We'll do some more of these lives. We'll do some more of these one round with Georges, and that's it for me.